Hey guys, Stalling Steven here. Steven! Brawl Stars just released their Not a Roadmap video 4 hours ago where they basically go over a roadmap of the future of the game. I guess they don't want to call it a roadmap because they don't want to like make it seem like a promise. Like whenever they say something in like a Brawl Talk or in videos like these where they have some ideas for the future of the game, you know, a lot of people take it to mean, oh, like, so this is for sure going to happen when things are subject to change. But in this video, regardless of whether or not it's a promise or not, they do basically talk about like problems that they think the game has, ways that they want to fix those problems, or just directions to take the game in the future. And I, as someone who makes videos about the game, actually have a lot of opinions on thoughts on how to make the game better in my point of view. So I kind of want to go over this video, just kind of watch it through for the first time and give you my thoughts and opinions on what I think about Brawl Stars ideas, maybe how I would go in some potential solutions that they have listed up going forward. I don't know. Let's just jump right into it and see what we got cooking up. We're going to see if we can turn this 5-minute video into 1 hour. Yeah. Or maybe not that, or probably not that much. Yeah, I'm just going to watch through this. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to give you my thoughts. Hopefully we can get through it kind of fast, actually, because I have to watch. I was going to stream the monthly finals for EMEA. That's why I'm even awake at this time. And yeah, they dropped this video instead, so that's kind of awkward. Let's jump right into it. Yo, what the fuck is this video that I'm getting recommended here? What? It's just straight up ass. What is that? Oh, and like and subscribe and use code Bedlam for ass like this to maybe show up one day in your roadmap. What the fuck is this video? Why is this even here? Anyways, let's jump right into it.
Let's make this clear. This is not a roadmap video. However, we will still talk about some of our upcoming plans, just a bit different than in previous years. Before we kick this off, a quick disclaimer. Everything you are about to see is subject to change or might not happen at all. These are our current plans at the time we are recording this video, and nothing here is set in stone. Prestige. A few weeks ago, we released our latest update featuring changes to the trophy system, including Prestige. And the results look really promising. Playtime is up, and more of you are coming back to the game every day.
You know, again, with the very, like, small changes in the grass. Like, it is a positive change, but yeah, it's not as, it's not as, like, you know, as diagonal as maybe we'd like it to be, but, you know. I mean, this is definitely higher than, I guess, a lot of the dips over here. I will say, too, for me, playing Prestige so far, is it does feel nice to have, like, something permanent that you're grinding for right now. Before, with the old trophy system, right, with Tier Max, it, like, you could have the most insane pop-off play in a trophy game, and you'd be, like, you know, like, winning by 1% on Heist or something. It's like, oh my god, that's insane. But then you realize it's just for, like, 8 Tier Max trophies that are just gonna get deleted for a big trophy box or something that's gonna give you, like, 30 bling, and it's just, like, it's just the whole excitement there kind of vanished for me. But now that trophies are actually permanent, now I actually feel like, you know, each set of trophies is kind of like a meaningful step towards getting some higher cool Prestige 2 or 3 goal. I actually do feel like the games feel more weight, in my opinion. I also do like that with this update they added a free play thing. Super underrated, because now, especially for people who already have like their brawler fully basically progress as far as they can go, like they can still have an option to play that brawler a lot for kind of for fun if they want to. Whereas compared to, like, you know, if you're like a spike main and you've already hit him at 3,000 prestige trophies, right? You don't have to just like sit in matchmaking for 30 minutes if you really want to play spike and that's your only brawler you play because you're a dirty spike main. You can just hop into free play and then I guess have fun there. So that is also kind of underrated with this update that I think is really cool. So let's see what else Frank has to say here.
There's also a lot going on at the moment in general, so it's a bit hard to read. We will keep a close eye on the situation, and if something doesn't work, we will improve things until they do. Cosmetics. Cosmetics today have some problems. We went from cosmetic items being rare and somewhat exclusive to cosmetic items being everywhere. That ultimately makes skins and other cosmetics less exciting, and it feels less rewarding when you actually unlock skins from star drops or events. This also devalues bling as a currency. When was the last time you were happy when you got bling for literally anything? What happens today is that our most engaged players are sitting on piles of bling, despite having options in the catalog. This ultimately also means that the catalog itself doesn't do its job anymore.
Yeah, okay, well the problem is with the, like, with the thing, with like the catalog and stuff, for me, is that, you know, there's usually like a best skin that you can buy for bling, you know what I mean? Like, I definitely feel this sense of like, oh, you're just sitting on piles of bling, like I have 100,000 bling, right? And I feel like for me, every time I look at a brawler, I already have a lot of the quote-unquote best skins for bull anyways, and a lot of these I think I got all these for free, some way or another, either from star drops or events or bling that I bought way back in the day. Like Piper's another example of like a brawler that I just have a ton of skins for. I'm kind of surprised I have so many of these skins, and also a couple really nice bling skins too that I could get. Like this Lunar Piper skin is actually goated. Like I would maybe consider normally buying this, but I just already have so many good skins on Piper that I don't really need to. The same thing also happened when Mecha Piper came out. That skin, like that's a really cool skin. I would have actually considered getting that if I didn't have any of the already good skins. To me, once I already have like a cool brawler model and like a VFX, like it's just, you know, that's all that really matters. Like to me, the VFX is king, and then I just already have all the cool stuff, so it doesn't really matter to me. I'm not sure how they could necessarily fix this, because it is just kind of one of those things that happens over time. As you know, you add more and more skins to the game, over time people are just gonna have like everything they really need to get. I guess the answer would be to add an additional way to spend bling that's like more interesting, and they did kind of try this with bling buffies actually. But the problem with bling buffies, like why don't people ever buy bling buffies? They're so cool. Well, look at this, okay? You see your Buffy? Your Buffy actually does follow you around in the match. You can see it right there at the bottom right corner. It's like humping the floor right now. But as soon as I start walking around, it immediately sucks itself up into my asshole. Like it's not even visible during the match when you're walking around, which by the way, most people are doing, unless they're literally throwing the game or they're guesty and they're stall walking or whatever, lag walking, whatever they call it. But even when you do that, right, it takes a second before the bling even shows itself. Like right now, it lists. Oh, there's actually some cool stuff you can do where like you put out some yellow particles of the Buffy about to show itself. But like, you know, like most people aren't really going to be trying to showcase their fucking fart gas as they walk around the map. They're just going to normally walk, right? You just can't see a bling Buffy if you even buy one. Not to mention that, especially for the bling Buffies, they actually look like they blend in with the circle a little bit too. So it's even harder to see. I think a way to fix this would be like low-key to make the bling Buffy do something else. I always have felt like VFX is king. If a bling Buffy gave you like a cool stinky like bling aura, like you have it and you see that on the map and you're like, oh, that guy has a bling Buffy, that guy's a fucking stinker. Because he just has like a, you know, like the brawlers just like emanate an aura of disgusting bling energy. I feel like that could be cool, like just some kind of interesting trail or something. It's nothing that like reveals you in bush, right? Like that would obviously be very stupid if it was a competitive disadvantage, like pay to lose, but just something that actually is noticeable in game would be really nice, and it would actually warrant a 10,000 bling price point. So yeah, those are my thoughts on bling. I think the bling buffies need honestly kind of like a little bit of an overhaul, but you just get bling in from so many sources that just kind of make it seem really devalued right now, like especially from star drops and gacha and stuff. And I feel like the fact that you don't have a good way to spend it is like the main thing that's making it feel kind of bad in my opinion. If they, you know, change bling buffies to make them more valuable as like a way to spend it, or added some new way to spend bling somehow, I don't know how they do it, but yeah, I mean, those are just like options. Or they could alternatively nerf the gain of bling, but I think that's just like a very silly like band-aid fix that wouldn't actually change anything about making bling more exciting. So yeah, I think hopefully they do something with bling in that in one of those regards.
Despite having options in the catalog, this ultimately also means that the catalog itself doesn't do its job anymore. There are other problems with cosmetics, from skin rarities being confusing and unclear, which then affects pricing and value perception, to limitations of other cosmetics like pins. There are too many, sometimes meaningless pins, since you can only equip a small selection of them.
Oh, true.
And the style of our pins didn't change since when we introduced them. Meh. So
I can't even find the pin that I want to use in chat. Like sometimes I'll like look for a pin that's like it's like an emoji, right? Like I'm trying to look for the emoji that properly captures my feeling, but the recently used emoji list like refreshes, so I don't actually get to use the emojis that I actually want to use, and I have to like constantly scroll around to find it. I don't know, that's very annoying. I hope they find some way to like favorite pins. That would be nice, just a favorite pin option. That's all I want actually.
Can we make every single skin exciting and worth chasing? And can we make bling cool again? The answer is a strong maybe, but we'll try. Ranked. Another topic.
Oh shit, now we're gonna talk about ranked.
Another topic we talk about every year is ranked. It's pretty much a tradition by now for our annual roadmap. Our goal with the 2025 rework was to make ranked more approachable, and it worked, especially for our more casual players. However, some of our most engaged players, the veterans, the core, the hardcore players who play primarily to compete, they maybe felt a little bit ignored and left out. This makes us question our approach, and we're currently reviewing this. And while it's still early days and we haven't made a final decision, instead of reworking the whole thing again, maybe we should focus on improving the quality of life for ranked. Let's make ranked.
Nah, man, I think we need another overhaul for ranked. Let's rework it a fourth time. Yes! Fourth ranked rework! Woo! One more rework.
More the quality of life for ranked. Let's make ranked more appealing for our most competitive players. We would like to involve you more into which direction we should take ranked. What are your biggest pain points? How can we involve you more on the day-to-day of operating ranked? Everything is on the table. From letting our most engaged players decide the map pool, to bringing back solo and team queues. But whatever we'll do, we will tailor these changes for the players who really enjoy ranked. even if that means making it less engaging for new or casual players.
Okay, here's my thoughts on ranked. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'll probably talk more about this in an eventual video too. When I was in Helsinki, I actually had a whole conversation, like a dinner with Quinn, where basically I threw at him a whole laundry list of ideas of like things to change to the game. A lot of those were in ranked. So some of the smaller things that I asked for were like communication features, like a ping system or like a list of pre-selected chat messages, just like simple things like, hey, can we switch lanes? You know, it's like, can we play safe? Can we go forward? Can we push? Without necessarily having to spend like 2 or 3 ammo shooting at a direction, shooting at your teammate, and hoping they actually understand what you're saying and aren't just blaming you for throwing or something, right? Like just, there needs to be something there that's like very clear, and like maybe even you press a ping thing and you can tap on the screen where you want to ping, like just something that is a visual indicator besides just you shooting. I think that needs to happen. Also, ways to like suggest gadgets or gears. I think that'd be really cool because obviously build is super important, because you can already suggest brawlers. Why not gadgets and gears? And sometimes people don't have the right build on. I think a ranked spectate option that lets you like actually spectate a game without being forced back to the lobby would be really cool. So you can like, you know, watch like the full best of 3 set without like being interrupted. That it honestly pisses me off every time I have to fucking re-spectate someone. Also, like seeing when someone is in ranked draft screen in the spectate, like being able to spectate draft would actually be really cool. I personally would like to see that. A lot of pro players might complain, but I personally think that would just be like really, really good for like the game and like learning. And I think that'd be really cool. And also having some way to watch like the top ranked games in like, you know how like Clash Royale has Clash TV or something? I don't know, Royale TV Royale they call it. In Brawl Stars, we have a quote-unquote Brawl TV actually. It's right here in the menus. Like you see Brawl TV, you have to press the 3 lines and click on this. But when you click on Brawl TV, it's not even working right now. I can't even show you. You don't get to choose what to spectate. You're forced to like watch some random game. Sometimes it's a showdown game. Sometimes it's a fucking Robo Rumble game if that event is on, right? Like it's just boring slop that is not, you can't decide what you want to watch. You're forced to just sit with like 1,000 other people, sometimes like not that many people, just watching people spin like in team. It's just not, that's not competitive. I want to be able to watch the top ranked games. I want to be able to watch their draft screen. I want to be able to watch, you know, their best of 3. Like, especially even if you happen to get a ranked game, sometimes you only get to watch 1 round of it because it fucking switches after a single round because they don't have a proper spectate system built for ranked. It's actually very annoying to me, and that pisses me off. There's some other small stuff too, like being able to buy gears on the ranked draft screen, or, you know, maybe having like a ping or a latency checker in the settings, tracking more stats in the post-game screen, etc., etc. But the big thing that I actually had made the ask for from Quinn was actually having every brawler maxed out and ranked for you. Now some people might hear that like, oh, obviously Supercell would never implement that because they're fucking greedy or whatever. Not true. They actually do already have a system like this. There's actually a couple places. So one is in friendly battles, obviously. If you enter a friendly battle here with like the power match feature turned on, now you don't have access to every brawler that you don't already own that maxed out. That's true. But you still have all the other brawlers that you do own maxed out. But not only in friendly battles, okay, there's also another way in which Brawl Stars maxes out all the brawlers for you in a game mode that actually gives you resources, and that is in the Championship Challenge, okay? Now, I don't have the Championship Challenge to show up for you right now because they're actually going through monthly finals right now, but in the Championship Challenge, all the brawlers, all gears, all buffies are all unlocked for you. Well, not the brawlers that you don't own, but like of the brawlers that you own, everything is maxed out for you. And people play the Championship Challenge, right? They play it for the star drop rewards, right? They actually do play it. And ranked, to me, is kind of like the Championship Challenge in a way where you play for rewards, but you don't have everything maxed out for you in ranked, which I feel like kind of is like, you know, if you're going to do it for the Championship Challenge and even in friendly battles where pros scrim, why are you not doing it in ranked, which is supposed to be your competitive game mode, right? It just doesn't, like, to me, that just doesn't really make sense. Some benefits of this that I think on top of making it more technically, like, competitively fair, it also maybe give a way for you to test out brawlers, right? Like, if you unlock a brawler, but you're not sure if you actually want to play it, well, you can maybe hop in some games of ranked and experiment, you know, like try, maybe that's a terrible idea, and you'd have an influx of people who don't know how to play a brawler playing brawlers that they shouldn't be, and they like just unlocked. But still, like, unironically, it would be kind of nice to have some like area where everything's maxed out for you to, besides a friendly battle, to like play against other players and get a feel for a brawler before you spend your resources in upgrading it. Now, there is obviously a very good counterpoint to this, which is that getting everything maxed out for you could impact the progression elements of the game in a negative way. This isn't just about money, but like people genuinely play the game for progression. That is true. If you're watching this and you're like a super hardcore competitive player, you might not necessarily feel this or relate, but progression is a massive reason why people log on every day. That's like literally, like, we have 6 daily wins, we have, you know, daily quests, we have season quests, we have the Brawl Pass, and this is all gonna be completely meaningless if everything is already maxed out for you when you first download Brawl Stars. And so if you are a ranked main and everything is already maxed out for you, that there is a chance that this could impact your desire, I guess, to keep playing. If it's like, well, I only play ranked, but everything's maxed out for me, so I don't really care anymore about logging in every day. Like for the championship challenge, for example, it does max out all your stuff, but it's only for that one game mode for a certain period of time, right? It's only for like a day or two. It's not like all the time like ranked is supposed to be. So there are differences there. You know, I've gone back and forth with Quinn on this a lot, so I'm basically giving you the rundown of how our conversation went. There's also a possibility that because ranked is mostly only played by, well, Frank just said that it's played by a lot more casuals now too, but if ranked is taken in a direction that focuses more on the competitive players, it's possible that ranked just doesn't impact that many people, right? Like if not that many people play it and only the competitive players mostly play it, then maybe these are the people who only care about skill anyways. Just max out the brawlers and then let them have fun. And then casuals can stick to trophies where progression still matters, right? There's also an option of maybe doing like maxing out all the brawlers for you once you hit mythic when you unlock true drafting. So there's like, you know, another way to basically gatekeep this option for only people who are competitive and wouldn't really care about progression necessarily, versus the casual players who are only playing for resources. For through, I don't know, bronze through diamond, you play with power levels on. Like it's just, these are just things that are potential options. Maybe that's also like kind of a bad idea, but ultimately, like, I'm just a really big fan of the concept of having every brawler maxed out for you in ranked, because I think I was telling Quinn this, I think there's just like a sense of goodwill that you can gain in a player base if you give them the potential to win against anyone in the world, like at a fair even playing field. You know what I mean? Like there's no barrier there between you and hitting pro or beating a top 1 player, even though obviously the skill barrier is a massive one, probably more impactful. But just knowing that like there is no reason why I couldn't log in today and just beat the top player because I have all the tools, the same tools available to me as a top player, I think that is just such an important feeling that is kind of lacking right now a little bit in ranked. Like it's kind of there, kind of not, because, you know, rank pool does matter at the highest level, right? Whether you are able to take advantage of it or not based on your skill issues. Like you don't have access to the brawler, so you don't know. And there's always going to be that feeling of something to blame when you lose. But that's actually kind of a good thing too, actually, from a game design perspective. Quinn was telling me about this, that like having something to blame is actually a really important thing in multiplayer games, or like in you know, quote unquote skill-based games, where it's like you want to have something that players can blame besides skill for when they lose, because if players blame their own skill, they feel really bad. And so they might stop playing. Again, this is subject to depending on the player as well. So if you're watching this, like, oh, I would love to only be able to blame myself for that's so motivating. Okay, masochist, how about you strap yourself to a table and have a dominatrix slap your balls too? Like we get it. Okay, you're so motivated by feeling punishment and pain. Like I think that's like something that's trained, right? That's something you have to actually like learn or practice. That's not something that's just innate to humans necessarily. And a lot of people, they lose a game, and if it's like their fault specifically, they like, oh, I gotta hop off for the day. Like, oh, like I just suck, I don't want to play the game anymore. Like, especially if it keeps happening. And so having something to blame, like, oh, fucking that enemy is using a broken brawler, that's stupid, you know, oh, it's because I don't have enough power levels potentially. Like having something to blame is nice. My retort to that, to Quinn though, was that I actually think that having randoms for one, and also having an unbalanced meta for two, already leads to people blaming something else besides themselves for skill, like, or even just lag or internet, right? Like if I lose a game, I'm just going into my GG video from yesterday. Like here, I played pretty well, I think, this game, and I blamed the Colt because the Colt had fucking negative stats and shit. He broke like 5 and 17. I don't know, like he's. You know, I blame the team comp that they have. They have fucking stupid ass Chuck on Heist. They have broken bull buffies, they have broken spike buffies, right? It's not even that hard to just blame something else besides skill. I mean, was this a skill issue? Like, okay, honestly, I think I played pretty well there, but like, you know, just even if, let's say, I did play like shit this game, like, I just have the option to blame other stuff already without needing to have like a difference in power levels being the deciding factor. Now, I am maxed out on this account, so obviously that's one thing, but even on like my free-to-play account, oh, I haven't logged onto this in a long time. But even on my free-to-play account where I have hit masters and I don't have every brawler maxed out, like, I still blame randoms, you know. I'm like, oh my god, my randoms fucking suck. It's like, it's literally just like fucking teammates are ass and that's why I lose. Or it's like, you know, like the team comp is just like my team, like, you know, the draft meta sucks, etc. It's never like, you know, oh, if only I was a power level higher. Right? It's, I don't know, because you already can't play at brawlers below power 11 in rank 2. That's also like another factor. There's also a potential middle ground here where maybe they give us 3 to 6 more maxed out brawlers each season. They could potentially double the ban counts as well. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. You can let me know what you think in the comments. I don't know. I'll maybe try to forward something to a dev if I can, because I'm in now, guys. I'm in on all the juicy secrets. Use code Bedlam. Yo, wait. Also, guys, hold on. Just to really quickly interrupt. I am recording this after the fact because apparently people have discovered that in this video, you can notice here, Brock here has 6 gears, as does Rico and 8-Bit. Now, that might be pretty unassuming, you know, 6 gears. What's wrong with that 6, 7 gears that every brawler has around those two, right? Well, if you look in game right now, 8-Bit actually has 7 gears, as does the Rico and the Brock. And the only reason why a brawler might not have their epic gear is if it gets removed because they're getting buffies as a part of the buffies rework. Also, it's very coincidentally, Brock, 8-Bit, and Rico are all a part of the same trio, the arcade trio, which means that people are speculating basically that these 3 brawlers are part of the 6 that are going to get the buffies in the next update. The other 3 people have speculated are going to be the Edgar, Griff, and Colette trio, and because Edgar had a hyper buffy like icon kind of leaked during the Korean Brawl talk. So, guys, I'm not gonna lie, Edgar buffies and Rico buffies are gonna be very controversial. These 2 brawlers are already quite, I think, annoying for different groups of people, but generally, you know, they get considered quite annoying. Getting buffies, which is effectively means they're getting buffed, that's crazy work. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, I suspect only good things to look forward to, I'm sure.
Permanent features versus events.
Another topic in the past has been the balance between permanent improvements to the game and temporary events. Events are a fantastic way to bring players back to the game, so they won't go anywhere. That's true for both IP collaborations and our own events. We'd also like to bring back smaller collaborations, mainly featuring skins, for example. Last year we said that we wanted to find a better balance between both worlds. And today, we're happy to say that we have different teams constantly working on both.
More frequent updates.
This also brings me to a different topic. Releasing features that are polished and meet the quality bar we and you expect. If you read our look back at 2025, unfortunately, we didn't always meet.
Made a video reading this article. That one looks like it might actually be longer in length than this one. Damn.
Unfortunately, we didn't always meet those expectations. Our goal is to have great events pretty much every month. We also want to have great new or refreshed systems and features which make the game more exciting for you. We're currently working in the background to make both better. This will allow us to deliver updates more frequently, making sure the
Wait, so are they basically saying they're gonna make an update every month? Because that would be actually insane. Because like right now, what, they do an update every 2 months, right? And then there's like the first month is like everything for the next 2 months that you get. If they did a change in the release cycle to an update every month, that would be an interesting way, because like I think the second month always kind of feels like a little bit lower in hype over the first one. Like right, we're actually in the midst of coming up on the second month of an update cycle, right? And the hype has definitely died down. You can kind of literally see this, I think, play out in the chart here. Like literally, notice how there's always like a peak and then a drop and then a peak and then a drop and then a peak and then a drop and then a peak and a drop. This is mostly, I think, in my opinion, from the fact that the second month is always less exciting. The first month when the update first drops is the most hype, and then there's always a drop after, because it's like, you know, that's when all the new stuff happens. This is why, like, you know, Brawl Stars, like, you don't ever really see just like only upwards trend. You always see some downwards troughs as well. If they change the cycle to an update every month, that I would be curious to see if that would make the game more exciting. I don't know. But it's just the same content, but it's just split up into 2 months now. I don't like splitting up a main channel video into smaller, more regular weekly uploads. Interesting concept.
Making sure the game feels fresh every month, but it would also allow us to ship features and changes only when we are confident about their quality, likely less frequently and not with every update. We're not planning to ship more content than we have in the last few months, but we want to experiment with getting updates and content to you monthly at some point in the second half of this year.
Okay.
One thing we've done in 2025, which we are really proud of, was the Battle for Katana Kingdom event. Not only because the event performed exceptionally well and kept you engaged throughout the whole season, but also because it was one of the first events where we told a continuous story in the Brawl Stars universe. This narrative approach...
Yeah, like this is cool and all, but I actually think that this story was honestly lacking in my opinion. It would have been cooler if you got to maybe make an investigation into who peed in Kaze's bathwater. I feel like that would have actually made this event more exciting and appealing to me specifically. You know, like the event's okay, but like I think it's just lacking that kind of, you know, mystique, that mystery, that weeks-long animation cycle where we're just releasing stories about urine. I feel like that would have been actually, it would have wrapped the event together in a nice little bow tie. So get on that, Brawl Stars. Next event, I expect big things from you.
Continuous story in the Brawl Stars universe. This narrative approach is something we want to experiment with more this year, and we are considering events stretching over multiple months.
Experiment? Maybe even including poop this time?
What else is there? We'd really love to do more with Upside Showdown and explore more fun and different game modes in general. We also want to keep you more on the loop of what we do. The Time to Explain podcast is a good example of that, and we will keep doing them throughout the year. We also want to include you more in the development process. Whether it's asking for title ideas on social media like we just did for the last update, to getting first reactions for new features and balance changes from our content creators.
Oh my god, that's me. That's literally... Guys, is that the resemblance is uncanny. Oh wait, other hand. I don't have headphones. I don't have a t-shirt on either.
And pro players. 2 more Supercell Make campaigns. Maybe even include one to co-create a brawler together. Our community and our content creators were always one of the most important pillars of Brawl Stars.
Terrible idea. Letting the community design a brawler? I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm hating too fast. After Map Maker, guys, I just haven't seen any vision for like community handled events. Even the Supercell Make skins aren't only decided by the community vote, right? Like they have to be decided by the dev team ultimately, but they just pick of the top voted ones. Like I don't know, guys. I worry that if a brawler is decided by the community to make, it'll be either too broken or too unfun and shit, or like gimmicky. You know, it's like I don't know if you guys have ever played modded games before, but like I play Risk of Rain 2, and in like the modded community there, every modded character is just obscenely broken, right? It's just like players just, in my opinion, don't really aim for balance. They aim for like fucking stupid bullshit. I don't know. Maybe change my mind on that, but yeah, I'm very doubtful on a community-driven brawler design.
Our community and our content creators were always one of the most important pillars of Brawl Stars, and we really want to double down on this strength in 2026.
Disclaimer, part 2.
Remember that all our plans can and probably will change as the year goes by. But no matter the change, our goals are to make a great game for you that's fun and engaging and allows us to grow Brawl Stars even further. If you don't meet one of these two, we'll pivot and try again. That's what we've been doing for the last 7 years or so, and that's what we will keep doing. Thank you so much for playing Brawl Stars. We hope you keep having fun with the game in 2026 and for many years ahead. See you next time. Frank out.
I think a lot of people might watch this video and be like, okay, fucking ass in my thumbnail. Like, why? What is this thumbnail? I don't care about this. Yo, stop. Okay, I think a lot of people might watch this and be like, oh, I don't really care about this. Like, this is boring or whatever. I think this was a helpful enough look into where the directions that they're heading for the game. They're basically gonna revisit ranked again. They're gonna revisit the bling system, and like the skin system. They're gonna maybe change the update cycle and focus more on events and stuff, like with like cool storylines and everything. And those are all good things. Those are all, like, in theory, like those could be very interesting changes. I think a lot of people might be maybe more disappointed by like, oh, well, they didn't mention, like, why didn't they mention how they're going to nerf buffies? Why didn't they mention how they're going to balance the game? You know, why didn't they mention XYZ? Stuff that's like essentially tuning issues, right? In game development, there's a difference between like tuning issues where like you just have to adjust the numbers on something that already exists versus creating an actually new novel change that will make the game better, like a new system or a new mechanic that will improve the game in some way. That second part is actually, like, from a high level, like where to take the game is actually more important to have kind of planned out, because right, if you only balance the game, that's not actually going to make the game more exciting. That's just kind of how it is. So I do appreciate that, you know, that Brawl Stars is actually telling us about all of these like high level kind of design ideas that they have in mind. And yeah, I don't know, hopefully they implement everything that I said in my video just now and nothing else, and that'll make the game perfect. Video was pretty good. Hopefully we get more like these in the future. And actually, you know, what'd be funny is like we are getting these videos now that Brawl Stars is like kind of on an upwards-ish trend and like doing okay. If Brawl Stars is like down in the pits, will they keep making videos like this? So like, yeah, so this past quarter the Brawl Stars did not actually meet expectations and they performed quite shit. In the future we are planning these changes, and then like the changes come and they actually make the game even worse. Yeah, so in the last quarter the game actually did even worse after those changes we proposed. We don't know what we're doing. I'm kidding, guys. W Frank, guys. No, he's the GOAT. All right, that's gonna be it from me, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the comments. Also, be sure to like the video and subscribe. I'm really milking the fucking engagement farming. I'm sorry. I'll limit it myself to once a video. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you all in the next one. Love you. Peace. Bye. Mwah.